that started was with my brother Dave was playing guitar, and then friends Eric and Andy from school. And yeah, so we were in the bands, in high school, and kind of were like the high school, not high school band. Exactly, sounds weird, isn't it?
The
high school
Misfits,
band,
or
yeah, not
just
really.
garage band. Type of
I mean,
thing?
people, you always had this like the punk rock, and some of the metal kids were kind of into it, and at the school.
That's cool.
And that's kind of how we got started with that stuff.
Yeah, what year was that? Like
86 or
86?
so.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, a few years after when I went to Clovis High School.
Yes.
Which is the worst place to grow up punk rock. Okay?
All right.
Or the
Yeah.
best, depending on
Well,
how you
yeah,
think
I'm
of
a
it.
product of the Clovis School District, so you can
Yeah.
see where that gets me, right?
It'll keep you true to your punk if you go
Yeah.
there. Let me tell you that.
Straight A punk rock girl.
Yeah.
But I was the only punk rock girl at our school. I was a senior,
wow.
and then a few of I met some the freshman boys who ended up being in a band called Cambodian Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Later, after graduation, they started up a band, and they were in this band, and they'd play at the warehouse. That's how I met Dale and
Oh,
Jocelyn,
nice,
and
yeah.
then consequently I met Ralph, my ex-husband, and hung out with the band and all that stuff for years. But that was like early 80s, 81 or so,
Oh, yeah.
82.
Yeah. We were pretty
So-
lucky because our school had like sort of a sect representation of like a lot of alt kind of stuff. So there was like this great rockabilly band, and there
Oh, we
was
didn't have
like,
any of that in Clovis, man.
like,
So far
sort of
behind.
like the cool speed metal kids, and
Rad.
the punk rock kids, and so there, and there was some times when all of those came together, and other times when they didn't. But
And they all went to the dance, and they all danced together.
Yeah.
They did it all at the
did
same
the
time.
slow dance to social.
I saw that
Source
shit in
Center.
Teen Wolf.
Exactly.
It was
Oh, yeah, Teen
fucking
Wolf.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun, huh?
Yeah, so that's how that started, and then did that for a while. We recorded a few things, and then the zine stuff started actually when sort of dovetails when I first met Joel, who I mentioned earlier.
Sure.
I met him originally at a Desecration show, and it was kind of remarkable because he was wanting us. So he had this great, sort of the classic denim vest with like all the patches and all the punk rock stuff.
buttons
Oh, yeah.
and
Of
everything.
Of course, and and
Studs
so
and-
we were back there selling T-shirts and stuff, and he was like, "Is there any way?" And he was just always so, like, didn't want to put anything on anybody. He's just like crazy polite and stuff. He's like, "Any way I can just leave my jacket back here?" Because he had to go, slam dancing, of course.
Gotta go in the pit.
But it was hot, and the shows were hot. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
can I leave my jacket back here? And we were like, "Yeah, cool. We're back here selling shirts, whatever." And he was just like, "Really? Are you sure?" I'm just like, "Yeah, dude, it's fine. Just set it
Coat
down.
check.
It's not a big deal. We're just sitting here."
Coat check,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, so we had seen each other a couple times at shows, and then he ordered one of our demos, which is also just funny because it was like $3, for the cassettes, back in the day when we were collecting all the cassettes and stuff.
Right.
And so he did that, and then we saw each other. Actually, we were both in the same math class in college first semester. We both were wearing Motorhead shirts. And so I
Rad.
walked into the, and this was at Arizona State, and there's like, every class has like 800 people in it, so it's just
Sure.
like a weird coincidence. I walk in there, and there's just like, masses of people, and then I just like eye in and see this guy with this like crazy, messy blonde hair wearing a Motorhead shirt, and I was like, yes.
Yep.
I know where I'm gonna
sit.
sit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You make your best
And we
friends
both were like
by wearing the
right
shirt
here.
that identifies
Yes.
your band.
So and then when we
Favorite
and then I
bands.
think that's that friendship also then got into like wanting to do more writing, and and that's where the zine started, and then we started the record label. And all
Now,
that
can
stuff.
people get a hold of any of these fanzines, these old fanzines at
The
all?
hippie
or-
core zines are not really around. I started scanning them. I scanned like the most recent one, and I'm going to be scanning the others. But it was more like out of a sort of a tribute for Joel, for people who wanted to see some of his early writings and stuff, because he was always like 30 years ahead of everyone else in terms of like what we were thinking about. So we would all
Yeah.
just kind of be like, "This sucks," and then he would just write this treatise about it that just be like, Jesus Christ, just and then you look back at it now, just like, wow, just amazing what he was writing when he was 19. Just an
Yeah.
amazing person. So the Hippie Core 7, you could probably Google it, but I can send you a link. That one you can get online. And
Yeah.
and
Nice.
if I get off my ass, I'll get the
So
other
any
one.
punk rockers out there that are interested in reading some of these things from the 80s,
Yeah, learn your history,
hippie
kids.
core, yes,
It's out
because
there.
otherwise you're doomed to repeat it.
And you don't want to repeat the
You
bad
don't want to read
bands
the
again.
bad stuff that's
No.
gone on in the past.
We already made our mistakes.
Yeah, learn from your elders' mistakes, kiddies, right? Go get some punk rock records and learn the truth, right?
There you go.
Where do you think punk rock is now here, especially locally? How do you feel about it?
You know, I've only been out here a year, and
What possessed you?
Yeah, you
Kidding.
You fucked up.
Kidding.
Yeah. Well, I heard about this show, and I was just like, one day I'm gonna be on the show.
I will be out there on Everybody's Doing It.
And at the Fuse Fest. So, you know, I don't know that much, but I do have to say I was crazy impressed with Fuse Fest. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, they do a really good job with that. They've been plugging away at that for years.
And I've heard a lot of really good bands here. I think I think it's the kind of thing that needs more things like Fuse Fest to kind of bring enough people together to have the energy and whatever. So I don't think it's a lack of talent or a lack of energy or whatever. It's more just kind of the sparseness maybe of people being kind of spread out.
Things are very disjointed right now, especially in the punk scene in Fresno.
Yeah.
There's little cliques that don't go to each other's shows.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of go to everybody's shows, but everybody's mad at me half the time.
Why are they mad at you?
I don't know. Because I try to do nice things for everybody, and maybe I'm doing something nice for somebody that they don't like them.
Sometimes the peacemakers take the most heat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But yeah, I thought the Fuse Fest was really amazing, really well organized, and lots of really cool bands and stuff. I mean, not just punk, obviously.
Who was your favorite band you saw that night?
Oh gosh,
or that weekend?
There was a lot of good ones. The one that's sticking out, I didn't get to see as much of, but now I'm forgetting their name.
Maybe if you tell me where they played, I can
played.
Any sound to compare them to?
I think they described themselves as sort of classical gypsy. They played outside, if that helps, and it was outside that studio. What's that place called?
At the CMAC.
Yes, outside the
Beyond
CMAC.
Perils.
Yes.
With a girl fiddle player.
I only saw a couple of their songs, but I thought they're
amazing.
phenomenal. Huh? Yeah, I was just like,
nice way to go, Splotchy, on that one.
Yeah, good call.
Damn.
Well, I think I saw you out there. That's why.
That is true. That's where we met, as a matter of fact.
That's where
that
we met.
may be why it's so important.
Yeah, it could be.
It's
Go figure,
the
right?
soundtrack of the beginning of our friendship.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, Beyond Perils is a great band.
They were phenomenal, though. It was just
the two brothers used to be in a band called Gods and Kings that was a great metal band.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were awesome. Yeah.
Wow. You can hear it in the, even though they weren't playing metal, but you could tell some of the arrangement was.
They just go off, don't they?
Oh my God.
I love that girl. She's amazing.
She's super crazy talented.
Well, there's lots of great musicians in this town, and they, every benefit show or every, Fuse Fest or whatever, and, there's the Oktoberfest coming up. They'll probably have music out there, too.
Yeah.
You can go enjoy some beer and stuff.
Oh, Oktoberfest.
40 craft brews out there.
That is a lot of beer.
That'll be fun.
Went last year.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Did you like it?
I liked it a lot.
September 22nd this year. That's a Saturday.
No,
What?
it's October 7th.
Oh, October.
You're looking at the wrong
Wait, what am
thing.
I looking at? What am I looking at?
You're
I
looking
think
at
that's
something else.
partially why they call it
What?
Oktoberfest.
Look.
That's wrong. This is right.
Look,
I could be wrong.
that's
that was
wrong.
last Saturday.
Is that last Saturday? What's
That's
today?
all right.
You're
What's this
traveling in time.
You've been listening to Everybody's Doing It with Chris and Laura on DirtyDowdy.com. The opinions expressed on Everybody's Doing It with Chris and Laura aren't necessarily those of staff, management, or sponsors. Everybody's Doing It with Chris and Laura is written by Chris DeVault, Laura Splotch, engineered by Matt Napolitano, and produced by Dirty Dowdy. Everybody's Doing It with Chris and Laura is a presentation of Dirty Dowdy Productions.
Sitting in the dark, I can't forget. Even now I realize the time will never get. Another story of the bitter pills of fate. I can't go back again.